Welcome to the Shekina Meditation Podcast, created by Shekina community members. Shekina communities are dedicated to creating free devotional spaces of Christian practice for spiritual seekers and travelers around the world. We post Christ-centered guided meditation each week to help you in your personal or small group practice. You can find episode show notes and other information at shekinacommunity.com. Hi.
Hello.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rowan.
This is week 2 of the podcast.
And we are so happy to be here.
It's Thursday, September 13th as we record this. And we are, again, still in the end of the rainy season, but it's kind of been changing away from rainy skies to blue skies.
Yes, so beautiful.
Blue skies with fluffy clouds and sunsets and rainbows. It's a beautiful time of year.
It's absolutely gorgeous. We sometimes call this next month or two rainbow season.
Because every day there's a rainbow.
It's so beautiful. So this week at Shekina Garden, we had a devotion circle that you guided us on, Ray, on freedom and restraint and how those two concepts can relate to each other, what they mean, what they could mean for us in our spiritual walk. It was so good. Really good conversation about that topic.
Yeah, the circle was amazing. People really shared from their hearts, and it was, wise and deep. It was really good.
Yeah.
Really fun.
And, and then on Tuesday, for a dinner and Bible circle, we had the amazing Avraham. He's a new friend of ours from Israel, and he taught us how to make fresh pita bread. And it was delicious. And he taught me how to roll them perfectly into beautiful little balls. And then we rolled them out, and he was very precise at getting them in and out of the oven at the right time.
With using a timer.
Yeah.
I think you were much more involved in the actual making of the pita. I was just around watching him wrestle a giant big thing of dough and knead it for like 20 minutes.
Yes, because it was for like a dozen people.
Yeah,
like it was a big amount of pita bread. Everyone had like 2 or 3. Like it was a lot of bread. Yeah. And then you made hummus and baba ganoush and this zucchini thing that was so delicious, and Israeli salad, and there was lots of really good food.
Yes, welcome to our food podcast.
Oh, we love food.
Yeah, that was amazing. It was a good evening all around. Just want to give a shout out to some of our community members who are in India right now, in the mountains of Leh or in Delhi. We love you. We really do. What else has been going on?
Chinua's been getting ready for this thing called the River Gathering, which is happening in just a couple of weeks down in Chiang Mai. It's going to be a gathering for all different people who are involved in sort of different communities that are somewhat like ours. So people are coming from Israel and all over the place.
Yeah, we don't really know.
Yeah, some from other parts of Asia, Australia maybe too. There's going to be a whole bunch of us getting together and talking about our lives and our stories and what's been happening for our communities, and giving ideas of what kind of practices each community could be learning, or just how to live together, or all different sorts of ideas, and just worshiping God together and praying for each other. And it's going to be beautiful. I can't wait.
I agree. I think it's going to be amazing. And that's happening at the beginning of October. So Chinua has been very busy preparing for that every day, basically.
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
Like a boss.
It's going to be so good. It's like the perfect kind of conference that you want to go to. It's like the conference everyone wants to attend.
Yeah, it's because there's beauty involved.
Yeah, exactly. It's great.
Well, today was gardening day.
Yes, and we had a very new, exciting item come into our workshop.
To our family.
Which was a table saw. We finally bought a table saw for the workshop, so Neil and Chinua particularly are pretty excited about what they're going to be able to build and make with having our own table saw.
Yeah, and now we can ask them to build us things all the time. So if we need anything new, we just say, hey Chinua, can you build me something? Can you build me a new soup pot?
Yes.
Can you build me a bird cage?
All our dreams are coming true.
Yes.
Amazing.
They're going to build stuff for the garden. It's just exciting. Especially here, because it's not easy to find.
Yeah, especially wood stuff.
Yeah, wood stuff is hard to find. What were you up to at the garden today?
Oh, yeah. So during the last week or two, we've had some sections of one of our biggest trees fall down. And so, I did a controlled fell today with Joshua, which involved machetes and a ladder and being very careful and ropes and just pulling it out of the way of our bananas because it fell right near our bananas and we were nervous.
Our banana trees.
Yes, our huge banana trees that are very well established.
Not just
our bananas. No, that's true. Yeah, it wasn't just near a pile of banana fruit. Yeah, so it fell right near our trees, and so we wanted to make sure we saved them. So I had a lot of fun hacking at a tree with a machete.
Oh, you're basically a forest scientist.
I basically am. That's me now.
Cool.
Yeah, and what were you doing in the garden today?
I was weeding.
Yes.
I was pulling giant cosmos that are taller than me out of the ground because they're all like brown and some of them had been broken because the neighbors push them over when they grow into the road too much.
Yeah.
So I was up at the front of the property by the road trying to weed, but also trying to weed in a way that was like getting rid of all the stuff that's choking everything without making it look too bare and ugly.
Yes.
So it's kind of a weird balance.
Yeah. We have this gorgeous fence at the front of our property. This podcast is supported by you. Because this podcast is about meditation, we really want to keep it ad-free. Our beloved patrons at patreon.com support us for as little as $1 a month, and patrons who pledge as little as $3 a month get extra audio every single month. You can find us at patreon.com/Shekina Meditation Podcast.
Supporting this podcast helps to keep Shekina communities running and free for travelers and spiritual seekers. And it helps us to know that you appreciate what we're doing and putting this podcast into the world.
Yes.
So we have a very special thanks this week to our new patrons.
Woohoo!
Allison, Maya, Kesselfam, and Susan Walker.
Woohoo!
You are the bee's knees.
You are so fluffy and beautiful.
Fuzzy and knee-like.
And effective.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We love you guys.
We love you.
Let's begin.
Guys, let's get settled in your body. If you need to move a bit, feel free to move, to reach and to stretch. If you're like me, I'm having some back issues lately. Feel free to lay down or sit how you want. If you can hold a posture for a long time and be focused and not be distracted by discomfort and hold that, just feel free. Take some good, solid, purging, full breaths, and then just let your breath settle. Let's have our eyes closed. Even while we breathe and prepare, I'd just like to revisit the main idea behind Shekina meditation. In our form of meditation, we do quite a lot of Lectio Divina, which is divine reading. This morning, I'd like to do a divine reading from a very old poem that was written well over 2,000 years ago, recorded in the Book of Psalms. Even though it's ancient and contains some archaic language and ideas that seem a little bit, maybe they don't fit exactly into 2018 and Pi. I'd like to search for the heart, for that human thread, for the voice of the divine in this old poem that survived for so long. We're going to read, simply read, and also sit with silence. If you've done meditations that use silence, you probably know what to do. But we use the silence to explore. Sometimes meditation can feel quite serious. I like the idea of play, exploration. Some words will stand out. Other words will just fade away. Just allow the words that come to speak to you in their own way. There's no wrong way to think. There's no way to do it wrong. We'll just sit and breathe and listen. So we'll start with some preparation of body and breath, shifting our awareness around. Then we'll have the section of divine reading. As always, we'll have a talking circle to continue our meditation in the end, where we can hear from each other, spark ideas. So by now, our breathing is settled. Just begin to follow the path of the breath as it goes in through your nose, through your throat, past your chest, and visualize the air not stopping just where your lungs are, but continuing down deep behind your belly button, into your pelvis and back. As you exhale, you just feel yourself sinking a little bit. Feel your contact with the earth. And maintain a strong spine and posture inside, but just allow your limbs to become heavy and soft. You can visualize directing your breath within your body. If there are any places of tension, you can breathe into that place and allow it to release. As we sit and breathe, we're slowly becoming aware of the world of sound around us. Just take a moment to listen. There are the voices of animals, insects, and birds. Sounds of human activity, machines, vehicles. And the movement of air. Our own selves making adjustments. all of these sounds will be with us for our whole meditation. The silence that we hold is really internal silence, which can be caused by listening, being attentive. You can even use the sounds to spark your imagination, to remind you where you want your focus to be. Just let them be. Take a moment to remember this feeling of listening and calm. If later you need to return to this space, you always can. Sometimes if we sit for a while, we begin to notice our thoughts. Just take a moment to be aware of the thoughts that are going through your mind. There are no right or wrong thoughts or appropriate thoughts. Just take a moment to let them be what they are. If you visualize your thoughts as a stream in front of you, just notice what kind of stream it is. Is it troubled, noisy, fast-moving? Is it wandering or calm? Or barely just a trickle? Whatever thoughts come through, just allow them to be. We're simply watching. You can even imagine yourself like a small bird. It's on a branch on a nearby tree, simply watching. A stream of thoughts is what it is. You have the freedom to fly higher into the tree. It's quieter there, and you can see more of the stream. You even have the freedom to fly, see the whole length of the stream, and be where it's quiet. Quite often, these times of silence give us the opportunity to be honest with ourselves. To find that place your centermost self, the heart of hearts. In your own way, let's make a simple prayer of welcome to the divine. It can be simply a posture of openness. It can be words that you know and have memorized. Just an honest sentence from the heart. I'd like to read the words of this ancient poem written by an oppressed people group who've gone through great hardship. And this poet is being honest and looking for hope. There are 8 sentences. I'll read each sentence twice, with about 3 minutes of silence in between each reading. In that silent space, just allow the words to be what they are, impact you how they will. You may find that you move in and out of focus. That's a natural part of meditation. It's okay. If you need to be centered, you can return to your breath. I lie in the dust. Revive me by your word. I told you my plans, and you answered. Now teach me your decrees. Help me understand the meaning of your commandments, and I will meditate on your wonderful deeds. I weep with sorrow. Encourage me by your word. Keep me from lying to myself. Give me the privilege of knowing your instructions. I have chosen to be faithful. I have determined to live by what you say. I will pursue your commands, for you expand my understanding. And now again with space. I lie in the dust. Revive me by your word. I lie in the dust. Revive me by your word. I told you my plans, and you answered. Now, teach me your decrees. I told you my plans, and you answered. Now teach me your decrees. Help me understand the meaning of your commandments, and I will meditate on your wonderful deeds. Help me understand the meaning of your commandments, and I will meditate on your wonderful deeds. I weep with sorrow. Encourage me by your word. I weep with sorrow. Encourage me by your word. Keep me from lying to myself. Give me the privilege of knowing your instructions. Keep me from lying to myself. Give me the privilege of knowing your instructions. I have chosen to be faithful. I've determined to live by what you say. I have chosen to be faithful. I have determined to live by what you say. I will pursue your commands, for you expand my understanding. I will pursue your commands, for you expand my understanding. I'll read everything again. I lie in the dust. Revive me by your word. I told you my plans, and you answered. Now teach me your decrees. Help me understand the meaning of your commandments, and I will meditate on your wonderful deeds. I weep with sorrow. Encourage me by your word. Keep me from lying to myself. Give me the privilege of knowing your instructions. I've chosen to be faithful. I've determined to live by what you say. I will pursue your commands, for you expand my understanding.
Take a few deep breaths and then begin your time of journaling or sharing with others. Thank you for joining today. There will be a new guided meditation available each week, so don't forget to subscribe at iTunes or sign up for our newsletter to get podcasts delivered to your inbox at www.shekinacommunity.com/podcast newsletter. Have a beautiful week. Blessings to you.